Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. Today, we got a new topic. We're going to be talking about CTR and CVR optimization and how it impacts PPC. All right, so today it's a switch up. This just happened. We just realized that we're covering a topic that we already talked about just in a previous episode recently. So we're going to do this on the fly. So welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
All right. As I mentioned today, we're going to be discussing the CTR and CVR optimization of how it impacts PPC. Our guest is a return guest and CEO of MMA Nutrition LLC, a dietary supplements brand. With the expertise he's gained from growing a supplements brand, he founded a PPC university where he is head instructor of a highly successful He is a head instructor to highly successful Amazon sellers. He's also the founder of Trivium Group, an agency dedicated to helping brands scale profitably on Amazon. And I am talking about Mina Elias. So we are going to get to him in just a second. This episode of Lunch with Norm is sponsored by VAA Philippines. Looking for a high-quality virtual assistant for your business? With the rigorous screening, intensive Amazon and Walmart training, and ongoing professional development, get the peace of mind with skilled and motivated virtual assistants for a long-term working relationship. Hire through VAA today, and now let's get back to the show. All right, let's bring in the mayor.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You know who you're the mayor of.
I've heard Blunderville.
Yes, Blunderville. That's right. Correct. Okay, you know what? Today's episode is going to show what most entrepreneurs have to have as a trait, and that is to be able to pivot on a dime when things happen. So we noticed today, just before we came on, that we had a very similar topic. And we reached out to Mina and said, hey, we've got a problem. Is there something that we can do? And so we literally are not winging it, but we've got a topic that he's very familiar with, but we had to change and we had to pivot in a different direction. And as Amazon sellers, I think you've got to do that as well. If something's not working, or if you're trying something, or if you hear something new, you've got to be able to do that. So,
this is the second episode in a row that you've had these little wisdom segues that you've connected these episodes. It's you're getting pretty good at that.
Yeah. Am I? There we go.
Yeah. All right. Well, welcome, Cool Hand 99. We've got Amar joining us and TripFit in the comments already. Good to see everyone. Let us know where you're watching from. If you have questions or comments for today, just let us know. Like we said, we had a similar topic as Mondays, and we decided to switch things up. So the title you're seeing, like in the YouTube episode, is going to be a little different. I'm changing everything as we speak. But yeah, enjoy the episode. We've got a great giveaway today, and yeah, I think we're good to go.
Okay. Hey, do you want to just talk a little bit about what's happening with the TikTok account?
Yeah. So I've reached over 7,500 followers now. I think I'm 7,600 as of today. We've been growing, I think, about close to 500 follows a week with that, and we're pretty consistently getting 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 views on videos. So I'm still playing around with different types of videos and lengths of videos. So I tried out some shorter videos the other day. This is all for this Amazon discount TikTok platform that I've built on TikTok. So I've also started using a new app that allows people to clip coupons and go to the Amazon listing directly without having to type out coupon codes or remember from the video what they are. So it's made things really easy, which already I've noticed that the sales have gone up quite substantially before that when I was using like a simple link tree. So I've just been constantly kind of training or editing and doing little changes to the videos, and just trying to make every video better than the last one, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how you'll have like one of the videos is at 260,000 views, and then there's one that's under 1,000 views, but the average is probably between 5,000 and 7,000 views, I would think, in around there.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the algorithm, and and if a video goes off, it kind of brings with other videos, other video views, and so it's hard to predict exactly what they'll be.
We're also going to be bringing in, we've been talking to TikTok, and we brought it on a couple of months ago, the e-commerce side of TikTok, and now we're going to be bringing on TikTok Shop. So in case you're interested in that as well. But anyways, that being said, I always just like seeing and getting an update on that. But let's go ahead and bring on Mina, the guest, the man, the myth, the legend.
What's up?
Hey, how are you, sir?
How's it going? How's everything going?
Now I got off the ground from the fetal position, seeing that you're here.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. And good thing that we pivoted fast, right?
Within 30 seconds we pivoted. That was very good. Okay.
I have no problem pivoting.
All right. Okay. So we'll see how today's episode goes. But today we are going to be talking about CTR and CVR optimization and how it impacts PPC. So I guess, where do we even want to start? Let's talk about the difference between CTR and CVR. What exactly is that?
I think that's the first thing. I was going to start a little bit ahead. So CTR's click-through rate and CVR's conversion rate. Click-through rate is basically the number of clicks divided by the number of impressions that you're getting. So impressions is when you type in a search, like a keyword on Amazon, the page loads up. Everyone that shows up on the page, that's an impression, or they've gained one impression from you. And then clicks is basically someone clicks on you on the listing. Now, clicks is not unique visitors. Clicks is only unique to a search term. So if Mina comes in, types in electrolyte powder, clicks on your listing, and then types in electrolyte supplement, clicks on your listing, that's 2 clicks. As opposed to sessions, that would be 1 session because it's only still me. Conversion rate is basically the number of units divided by the number of clicks. And that's, okay, here's a technical definition. Conversion rate is the number of units divided by the number of sessions. And basically it's, based on the unique visitors that come into the listing. And what conversion rate basically it means is like, out of 100 people that came into your listing, how many of them bought? So now that we've gone through that, I want to take a second to explain like how the funnel works on Amazon. And I learned this from working with Facebook ads people and people who are, on D2C, and they're building landing pages and they're running ads and they're tracking all these metrics. And I realized that, Amazon works very similarly. There's a little bit of limitations, but it's still a funnel. The funnel is you launch campaigns and you have organic ranking. Now we don't really know like what the organic ranking is doing in terms of like impressions, but we know what it's, ads are doing in terms of impressions. So we run the ads and then we get impressions. People are typing searches and our ads are popping up in all of these different search results. So we're getting impressions. That's the top of the funnel, is your impressions. And then a certain number of those impressions are going to turn into clicks. So you have, impressions at the top, millions of impressions, and then clicks, kind of in the middle. And those are the clicks that you're getting from your ads. And that's based on your click-through rate. Now, click-through rate is very ad specific. There's also organic click-through rate, which we have no access to. So we don't know what our organic click-through rate is. We don't know what our organic impressions are. However, now with Search Query Performance Report, we can. So what you can do is you can go into the Search Query Performance Report. It sucks, right? Why don't you just make it easy and show me all of my impressions and my clicks, right? So, but you go into the Search Query Performance Report, you download it, and it'll show you all the keywords. I'm not sure if it covers every single keyword that you are ranked for, but it should show you all the keywords. You can sum up the impressions and you can sum up the clicks, and it will tell you what your clicks divided by impressions, what your overall click-through rate is. for your entire listing. Now, that's the click-through rate, and that's what determines how many people from these same impressions that you're getting come into your listing. Obviously, if you have a higher click-through rate, means more people are coming to your listing. And then there's a little bit of a segment right after the clicks, which is your sessions. So, clicks are always going to be a little bit more than sessions, because the same person can click on your organic, your organic listing and your sponsored listing and your video ad and your headline search ad, and all of that is one session. Multiple clicks, one session. That person can type in electrolyte powder, jump into your sponsored there, type in hydration powder, jump into your organic there, type in electrolyte powder for women, jump into your listing there. And that's, again, 3 clicks or whatever. It could be 2 clicks because it's 2 clicks paid, 1 organic. Again, all one session. So out of those clicks, you have a certain number of sessions that are unique visitors coming into your listing, people, individuals, humans, not just clicks. And then from there, a certain number of those sessions turn into a sale, and that's your conversion rate or your unit session percentage. And that's how the funnel works. Now,
okay, so can we just back up and just so we can summarize this?
Yeah.
So the funnel, it goes from impressions to clicks to sessions to sales. Is that correct?
Exactly. Units or sales.
Units, yeah.
Okay.
And one of the other things I just want to make sure the listeners know about is that one of the ultimate goals too is to sell multiple products together, right? Because that also helps enhance your overall PPC performance, or the cost of PPC is if you can sell multiple products. So you usually see 1.01 or 1.1 as the value
of the average unit sold. Correct. So you can do that through like tiered discounts. So you can put like 10% off when you buy 2 units, 15 when you buy 3, 20 when you buy 4. You can also do virtual bundles, and you can start selling a 2-pack and a 3-pack and a 4-pack. So there's multiple ways to incentivize buying more products. Also, if you can get the frequently bought together to all be your product, you can do that like with the help of like RankBill or someone like that, and you can basically tell them, hey, have multiple people just buy both of my products, so then the frequently bought together looks like it's all of your products. So,
and it usually doesn't take too long, right? You could just have a couple people do that, and all of a sudden you'll see them all get that frequently bought together.
Yeah, it doesn't take a lot of people at all. I mean, I honestly don't know, because I had every single person who, my friend who bought and reviewed my first product to buy and review my second product. So it just naturally happened. But I think you can get it pretty quick. Yeah. So now that we understand the funnel, if we want to increase the bottom of the funnel, which is the number of units sold, there's multiple ways, right? Increasing sessions, which happens by increasing clicks, which happens by increasing impressions. And so the first thing is, okay, we want to increase impressions. We launch more campaigns. Pretty simple. We launch more campaigns and we rank better organically. The higher that we rank organically, the more people are going to see us. Because if you're on page 4, you might not get as many impressions as if you're on page 1. And so launch more campaigns, increase your organic rank. That's just going to increase your impressions. You can track that very easily in again, Search Query Performance Report, which, by the way, we have automated that into our software, into our internal like Trivium software, but by downloading reports weekly. But again, if you don't have access to that, all you have to do is just either download it or just depend on the campaign manager, and then look at your impressions, how they're doing, and from an ads perspective. And then from there, the next step is like, okay, cool, my impressions are going up. How do I increase my clicks? And not just increase my clicks by increasing my impressions, increase my clicks, for the same impressions. So with all ads and everything being the same, how do I get more people into the listing? That's click-through rate optimization. And so I'm going to talk about the different factors that affect click-through rate optimization. I'm going to talk about all of the factors, and then I'm going to talk about the main ones that I think you should focus on. So there's 7 of them. There's main image, there's price, there's reviews and star rating. There is, if you have like the like a FBA or FBM, discounts and coupons, and lightning deals, badges, and then I think there's one more, like price per ounce or price per whatever. And so the main factors that you guys should focus on are main image, price, reviews. I assume everyone's already FBA, and then like discounts and coupons. So main image, price, reviews, those are going to be the biggest ones, reviews and star rating. And then discounts and coupons might also help click-through rate. Again, it's all going to be measured. So before I jump into, okay, like let's start optimizing click-through rate, I want to take a step back and say, before we do any of this, how can you know if your click-through rate is improving or not without having clear analytics? So the first thing is you want analytics, and you want daily analytics with a weekly summary. The reason I like to do that is daily shows you kind of like the fluctuation throughout the week. Weekly actually shows you statistically significant results, because if week over week my click-through rate is improving, that's fine. But if 5 and then it's 0.38 and then it's 0.52 and then you're like, okay, like is it getting better? Is it getting worse? It depends on the days. It depends on whatever is happening. But when you have week chunk summaries, it's a little bit more statistically significant. Especially when you have like 3 weeks in a row and you're like, okay, I can see a trend line here. So you have your analytics. Your analytics are daily. Our analytics is PPC spend, PPC sales, total sales, units, sessions, cost per session, click-through rate, conversion rate, cost per click, ACOS, TACOS, and profit. Profit, like a total profit dollar amount from your entire account per product. So I'm tracking my click-through rate every day. I'm tracking my conversion rate every day. Now, before making any change on the click-through rate, conversion rate side, when I talk about these factors, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm gonna like put a comment or put a note and say, okay, on August 23rd, I changed my main image. Okay, from this to this. On August 30th, I dropped my price by $1. On September 8th, I added a 5% coupon, things like that. And so I'm tracking the things that are affecting my click-through rate, and I'm measuring my click-through rate. I'm tracking my click-through rate. I'm also putting notes, because I want it to be a controlled experiment. I don't want it to be Mina talked about image. Okay, new image, lowered the price, did this. I did all these things at once. Okay, what caused what? We don't know.
Right, exactly. I do have a question about that, Mina.
Yeah.
So when you do those changes, do the effects happen immediately? Like, if you change your title, the next day, are you going to notice it, or do you have to have that sit and wait for a while before you can actually see that, oh, changing the title made a change, and now I can do my image, and now I can do my bullets, or whatever it is?
I would wait a week.
Wait a week.
Yeah, because for all you changed your main image, and then click-through rate went up. But naturally, between Tuesday and Wednesday, it always goes up. Or you changed it and then it went down from what it was yesterday. But naturally, Tuesday is always higher than Wednesday, so you experience that drop. But maybe that drop was less than the drops before. But because it's such a small period of time, it's not statistically significant. So I would wait a week minimum for any change. 1 week, 2 weeks. What I like to do is we do this. Whenever we take on an account, we'll make a list, a full evaluation of, here's everything that needs to change. Yep. And then what we'll do is we'll assign a date to it. So we'll say, okay, this date is we're going to make this change. This date, this change. This date, this change. And then we're always making the change. And if there's ever a change that we make that does not cause a positive thing, we will change it back and then wait a week. So we have fresh data again. And then make a change, because we're not going to change it back and add a new thing, because that means 2 changes at once. And so, we just have a calendar, and every week something is changing. Every week something is improving. And either our goal is click-through rate or our goal is conversion rate. Obviously, main image, price, and reviews are going to affect both click-through rate and conversion rate. So we note the things that are going to affect, click-through rate only. And we note things that are going to affect click-through rate and conversion rate. And then we note things that are going to affect conversion rate only.
All right. Yeah. And just on that note again, it's so important to do what you're saying, and that's make a note. If you don't know what you changed, how are you going to grow your account?
Yeah, it's painful. It's really painful to build the habit of making notes. I mean, when I was in chemistry lab, and back in college, and they're like, you cannot change anything. You cannot change anything very fast. You have to change one thing at a time. You have to change it very small. You have to wait. You have to document everything. And you'd have this big notebook with all of these, like everything so meticulously documented. And it was painful initially because it's a very, very high, amount of like attention to detail, very tedious. But once you build that habit, you'll notice like a huge impact in everything that you do, because you're very methodical, scientific, systematic, as opposed to I heard Mina and Norm talk about this thing. Okay, let me get a main image. Boom, boom, boom. Like, let's change some things. Oh, let me drop the price. Oh, I heard about the software prophecy. Let me put that into, like, putting 20 things happening all at once, and you don't know what's going on.
Right.
You can't go and be a scientist and put 20 different chemicals together and hope for the best.
All right. And I promise not to interrupt, but let's go on to the next one. So another point from your 7.
So we talked about the different factors. We talked about the how to track them. So let's talk about how to optimize click-through rate. And so main image, when I'm talking about main image, you want obviously the main image to be big, crisp. What I would do is, remove all the white space. I would add elements that pop. So whatever your product is, you can add fruits. You can add I'm looking at some of the stuff you have in the back. One of it is matcha. You can add beautiful matcha powder, as well as like beautiful matcha leaves. You can add things like that. To make the image pop, I would do like 4,000 by 4,000, so that it's like it's HD, and then compress it, because if Amazon compresses it for you, it'll usually turn out like shit. And so another thing that I like to do in the main images is manipulate the label. So I'm looking at that matcha right now, and by looking at it, it says organic matcha. There might be some other sales points for matcha, like for example, ceremonial grade, right? And it might be on the packaging, but it's too small to see in the search results. So what I would do is I would manipulate the 3D rendering to show ceremonial grade in big. No one's gonna catch that little thing. It doesn't show that it's made in America, or maybe it doesn't show where their leaves are from. So maybe I'll put one flag for where the leaves are from, one flag that it's made in America. And again, they're gonna get it in the mail. They're not gonna see that. They're not gonna care. They're not gonna remember. Very, 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 very few people ever will question. And you can say, sorry, it's our old packaging. We're updating our packaging.
Yeah.
And so and if you can't do that on your packaging, you can also utilize a box. So fake box, right? Like the one right to the left of the matcha is in a box, or the Avensi is in a box. And so what's Avensi? What is in it?
Avensi is premium coffee glassware.
Oh, beautiful. So you can have the glasses, and then you can have the box tilted in the side. And you see where it says Avensi? You can probably move the Avensi up to the top. And then under Avensi, you can have big text callouts, as it's like, I'm assuming it's double wall.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So you can say like double wall, like something. You can say like, lifetime warranty. You can say premium grade glass.
Hand blown,
all of this stuff, right? And if I just show the glasses, someone comes into the listing in the search results and they're like, okay, these are glasses, like, and versus like, these are glasses and they're boom, 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 sales points. And as a result, someone just by looking at the, like, imagine if you're in Whole Foods, and you're trying to buy something, you're looking at the front of the thing and you're like, sell it to me. Like, why should I buy this barbecue sauce versus that barbecue sauce, or this olive oil versus that olive? Like, how many times do we struggle with olive oil and pasta sauce? I'm like, which of these pasta sauce is better? And it's impossible to tell. But what if yours was like boom, boom? It's like, it's organic. It's imported from Italy. It uses this kind of tomatoes, whatever it is. Anyways, you guys get the point.
Yeah, so, and like on that, it could go the opposite way too, because we do exactly what you're talking about. And people's packaging, sometimes it's a book, and you don't direct the person into the main points. It's just so crowded that you don't even know what you're buying.
I agree. It has to be very clear, very easy, like boom, 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 right in your face. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And obviously at the end of the day, guys, the reason that I talked about analytics is because you're going to test it. Because you could listen to me and test it, and you're like, oh, click-through rate went down. And I'm like, maybe, the people who are buying, they want to buy something that looks crowded. They want to buy something that looks, whatever, janky, different, however it may be. So testing is good. You can do before doing that, you can always go to Pickfu, Product Opinion, and Televi and do a split test. So people can say, before I would choose, like, you have these 5 or 6 competitors and your product, and you say before 13% of the people would choose mine, after 28% of the people choose mine, and you're like, okay, that's a significant increase. So you can test it externally before implementing it to Amazon. And then if you want, you can do A/B testing on Amazon. Go to Brand Analytics, manage my experiments, create a new experiment, put the old and the new main image, let it run. Sometimes like I've seen results from Amazon not be accurate. Like they've said that it's, the old one's better. And I'm like, there's no way in hell the old one's better. And I put the new one in and it was better. So take Amazon's results with a grain of salt, but it is a nice data point to add because if it swings in the positive direction, which is like it swings in the new image, you're like, okay, this is an additional data point. It's not like the end all be all. So that's basically main image. Next, we move into price testing. I like to do $1 at a time. If you have an $80 product, maybe $2 or $3 at a time at the most. And again, like, it goes both ways. So yes, lowering it might increase your click-through rate, but you want to make sure you're looking at profits, because lowering it might increase click-through rate, but your profit doesn't increase that much because you're losing a few dollars in profit. Or increasing it might lower your click-through rate, but increase your profit. So it doesn't matter which direction it goes. Test it both ways. Sometimes what I've seen is lowering the price will result in better click-through rate, will result in more people coming into your listing, and then as a result, I sell like 5 more units, and so maybe I lost $1 per unit, but I gained $45 in profit. So it's in a positive direction. So that's a price. I like to, by the way, this is, again, Chad didn't pay me to say this or anything like that. We are friends, but I've been using Prophecy on MMA Nutrition. It's called PROFASEE. And basically it's AI. They do price testing, all of this stuff. Ever since we plugged it in, our profits have been the highest they've been. So it does like a month of like hyper testing different price points. And then it starts like to, with machine learning, know when's the best time to increase the price, when's the best time to decrease the price. It's worth testing. It's $600.
What size of a seller do you have to be?
I don't know. I think you can be like maybe $500,000 or more.
Yeah.
Check with Chad. Yeah, because I think you can be. It doesn't have to be like $1 million or more. I think you can be like $500,000, maybe $250,000. But you have to ask him, and it also has to make sense for you, because like it's $600 like it's $600. Like for me, it increased my profits by about, like, I want to say $5,000 a month.
Yep.
So, and I was already doing like 20,000. So let's say, what is that? Like a 25% increase. So if your profits increased by 25% and you know that you're going to pay $600 a month, like, would that make a difference? If 25% is going to be 500 or 700 or 800, maybe it's not worth it.
Right.
But if it's going to be like at least 1,000, I would say, definitely worth it. Cool. So that's price testing. You can do it manually, do it with the software. Then we want to talk about like the price per. This doesn't apply to all products, but if you have like a 12 count, there's like a price per count. If you have a 12-ounce container, there's a price per ounce. Survey your competitors, and a lot of people will pay attention to, oh, this guy's $40, but he's $1.78 per ounce. You're $30, but you're $2.10 per ounce. So I'm going to go with that one because I'm, saving money. Even though you might have better active ingredients, whatever you have, might have a better product and a better value, but they just looked at that price per and they deemed that the other one's better value. Or if you don't even have a price per, like everyone's a price per, and you're just like $30 per one count or one container, you might lose some click-through rate because of that. So worth testing. Then we move into discounts and coupons. So since we're on the topic of price, you can try discounts, you can try coupons, you can try lightning deals. All of those things should increase your click-through rate hypothetically. It's all worth testing. Then we move into star rating and reviews. So star rating and reviews, obviously self-explanatory. When I went from a 4.2 to a 4.3, now I don't know what this all new changes that Amazon's making, and they're not even showing the count of the
right.
Of the
Yeah,
reviews.
I've noticed that.
it sucks. I hope that they change it back, because it
Yeah.
really, really sucks. And it sucks for me as a shopper, because like I'm going in, I'm like, oh, it has a 4.3 star, boom, 9 reviews. I'm like, what the hell? 9 reviews? I'm getting out of here. So here's the thing. I haven't seen my personal brand or any of our clients' brands be affected by this. So seems like revenue is on par, everything's on par, no changes. So I don't know what's going on, like if they're testing it part of the time, or how it's not affecting anything.
So can we, and then we're going to go to a break, but can we just explain, it happened this week.
Yeah.
Why don't you let everybody know some of the things what happened with reviews and ratings?
Yeah, so traditionally reviews, when you're looking in the search results, you can see 5 stars, and if you're anywhere between like 0, let's say, to 3.7 stars, it rounded you up to 4 stars. If you were like whatever, anything up to 4.2, it stayed at 4.3, it rounded up to 4.5 stars, and so on. And then it always gave you the number: 4,000 reviews, 615 reviews, 25 reviews. What they did was 2 things. The first thing is they changed it to just a star, and it's a full star and a full gold star, and it says 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. So you knew the exact rating. Then next to it, they said 677. So they, kind of, or 6.7K. They even abbreviated 6.7K, 4.2K, stuff like that. Now they completely removed that number, and it's just 4.1, 4.2, 4.3. And so, it could be a 4.1, and then you click on it, and then there's like 18 reviews. Or it could be a 4.3, and you look at it and you click on it, and it's 10,000 reviews. So you can't tell what the reviews are until you're into the listing, which is a horrible shopping experience for me.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm trying to buy a protein, like I don't want a protein with like 25 reviews. Like that's not good enough for me. So yeah, that's basically the new update.
Okay, so we're at the bottom of the hour, just a little past about bottom of the hour. If you're new to the podcast, we have this this giveaway called the Wheel of Kelsey that happens at the top of the hour, where we give away a prize. Now, I didn't even talk to you about this because we just said, "Oh, we got a similar topic. What are we going to do?" But Mina, do you have a giveaway today?
Yes. What we can give away is a front end and a back end audit to your account. So front end listing audit, basically a full list of recommendations on what you can do to improve your listing, click-through conversion rate wise, and then a back end for all of your like ads, PPC, your search query performance report, all of that good stuff, organic rank.
Oh, that's fantastic. So anyways, I just learned about that. What a great giveaway. And as you can see, Mina knows this stuff. He's already dropping a ton of information for everybody. So just imagine what that report would look like. So if you're interested, if this is your first time listening, it's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag 2 people, you get a second entry. Now, if Kelsey is doing his job, hit that button. This episode of Lunch with Norm is sponsored by SureGo Marketing. Ready to take your brand to the next level on TikTok and Instagram? SureGo Marketing specializes in helping entrepreneurs and coaches build profitable brands on TikTok and Instagram, and in less than 90 days. With SureGo Marketing, you can build your brand, create incredible video content, and increase leads without spending a single dime on ad spend. Visit SureGoMarketing.com today and elevate your brand. Now, let's get back to the show. All right. And at the top of the hour as well, got a special announcement that you'll be the first to hear. So, okay, let's get back into it. This is so interesting. So we just ended up with reviews.
Yeah. So we talked about reviews. A couple other things. Okay, guys, I assume everyone is FBA. If you're not, and if you're ever thinking about anything, that's not FBA, unless there's a very good reason, like you're a meltable product, or you are selling furniture or something that doesn't make sense for it to be, FBA, you should always opt in. If all of your competitors are FBA and you're FBM, you're going to get crushed. You're going to get crushed for 2 reasons. Number one, when people see that you are going to ship in 4 days or 3 days or whatever, they're going to be turned off. And then number 2, conspiracy theory part of Mina thinks that Amazon just does not like FBM listings, because it's a poor customer experience. And of course, I mean, if Amazon's shipping it, they can control the customer experience. If they're not, they can't. The speed is slower. So what Amazon could be doing, and also Amazon makes less money, by the way, because Amazon makes money on the fulfillment side of things, not just the 15% commission. They make a good chunk on the, another 15% on fulfilling the product. So you're taking away that money from them.
But they're not interested in making money. So
No, not at all. Not at all.
No. And by the way, where this did change, and I'm 100% in agreement with you. I'm a conspiracy guy, but it was during COVID, and that's where I think the promotional weight would have been fairly equal. But I agree. I can't tell you for sure, but I'm with you.
Yeah, some level of conspiracy going on there. So, okay, cool. So, yeah, the final thing I would say is badges. You have Amazon's Choice Badge, bestseller badge. The way to get Amazon's Choice Badge is to have the most sales for a keyword. Now, in brand analytics, you can see, how many sales each person has based on the keyword. So, like, you go into brand analytics, you look at like the keyword unflavored like dry powder, and you notice that the top seller, number one it has this many sales, number two this many, number three this many. What you can do is you can go and find all of the ones that you're in the top three, right, or mainly position 2 and 3, and you can spend a little bit more on the bids and see if that gets you to sell a little bit more, unless like the first guy's selling 300 units and you're selling like the second guy, which is you, selling 100. Okay, maybe it's like too much of a stretch, but you can spend a little bit more money to show up more and to convert more for that keyword, and resulting in you getting the Amazon's Choice Badge. However, I don't know how much the Amazon's Choice Badge does make an impact. So I have to test this with search query performance report. I have to hone in on a keyword that I'm positioned to, look at my total number of conversions for that keyword and how much I'm spending on that keyword. Go to number one, look at my total conversions, how much I'm spending, and then, make a decision if it's better or not. It is very time consuming, and it's a big experiment. So I haven't done it yet, but that's how I would conduct that experiment. Now, bestseller badge, if there's any opportunity for you to get the bestseller badge by going into a less competitive sub category, blasting hard ads, doing promotions, doing giveaways, whatever it may be, and you think that you're maybe doing 150,000 and the bestseller is doing 180,000, suffer, get to 190,000, even if it's with not as efficient in spend. Once you have the bestseller badge, we've seen conversion rates and click-through rates skyrocket, like literally sometimes double. Like sometimes I'm seeing people like hit the bestseller badge and all of a sudden they're doing 1.5, 2 times more within the span of less than a month. So bestseller badge, if there's any chance of you getting it, I highly recommend you go after it. And that covers all of the factors that affect click-through rate. Now, one thing I just want to mention: how does click-through rate affect cost per click and ranking? What I've seen time and time again is as click-through rate has improved from main image, from a better price, from more reviews, 4.2 to 4.3, cost per click goes down. Cost per click goes down, and this is huge. For everything being the same, cost per click goes down, and ranking goes up. Organic ranking goes up, and so organic ranking will drive more people into your listing at a lower price. Dropping your cost per click, or more people into your listing at no price because you're not paying for organic, but overall, like on a blended level, it's a lower price because it's more people for the same ads. And then cost per click obviously is huge, because as you drop your cost per click, you're able to spend more money on ads and show up more and get more people into the listing for the same amount of ad spend. So those are two very, very, very big metrics we've seen improve just by improving click-through rate. Now, next, I want to talk about the factors that affect conversion rate. But any questions, Norm, on the click-through rate before I move forward?
We'll get to them in just a few minutes.
Okay, cool. So factors that affect conversion rate. Let's start at the top. Obviously, we covered main image. So the next would be the rest of the images. Rest of the images, by the way, Amazon just released that you can now A/B test the rest of the images. Did you see that, Norm?
I didn't.
Yeah,
so that must be brand new.
It's very new. You used to be able to A/B test only main image. Now you can also A/B test the rest of the images.
Fantastic.
You can put very cool. It's very cool. And so rest of the images, What I would do is I would identify what's the number one thing people are looking for when they're trying to buy this product, and try and condense it in the second image with infographic big text pop-up. So people who are buying my supplement, they want to know that it's sugar free, they want to know that it's low carbs, they want to know that it's high amounts of electrolytes, they want to know that it's really good for hydration, that it's like better for hydration. So what I do is the second image, I really highlight that, and it can be like someone drinking the bottle and like boom, 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 and a few badges for social proof at the bottom.
Right.
And so the second image is very, impactful. And then the third and fourth and fifth images, each image should sell your product even more. I want you to assume you're going to be like, Mina, here you go. You're going to give me the phone and I can only scroll through the images. And just by scrolling through the images, I'm able to make a purchase decision just by that. So that's how I would do the images. The video also, very good time to take advantage and add videos that are unboxing your product, talking about using your product, what they felt or how it was convenient, and how assembly or all of that good stuff. Or maybe directions. So it could be like, unboxing. Here's the benefits. Here's how to use it. Here's my experience of the product. And so you can do as many videos. I think you can do like 4 videos, something like that. So trying to get like as many videos as you can up there. Then we're going to talk about title. So title comes next. It's again at the top of the page. Title needs to be SEO optimized and readable. My favorite tool for optimizing title and bullet points is Data Dive. Basically, they have battle of the titles, where you can take your listing, your competitor's listing, quantify the SEO value of the title, and then write a new title. And obviously, it'll show you what keywords you're missing or can take better advantage of in the title. And when you write the new title, it will have a better SEO value than the old title. Same with the bullet points. Now, with the bullet points, the only thing I want to add besides like SEO optimization is I like to have that first sentence be a big, easy to read call out. Most people will not read all of the bullet points. Yeah. Unless you're like an iPhone or something where you need to read specs, like an iPhone case, where you need to read specs. This fits this, it fits this model, whatever. Usually people just scan the bullet points. So when they're scanning, if you have an all caps, the first sentence, promotes maximum hydration, all natural ingredients with no sugar, whatever, money back guarantee, stuff like that. That will generally improve conversion. Then discounts and coupons, we already talked about it. One thing I didn't mention when it comes to discounts and coupons: subscribe and save. So if you have a consumable product, first of all, make sure subscribe and save is turned on. Obviously, it's amazing. The second thing is I like to give a discount for the first subscribe and save. So right now for MMA Nutrition, I have $5 off your first subscribe and save, which means whenever you buy, whenever you subscribe and save, like your first one, you'll get $5 off, and then the rest ones there will be the traditional $10 off. Anyways, besides that, we move down to virtual bundles. So what I've seen is adding virtual bundles, even though it may or may not increase your average order value and whatnot. It pushes sponsored products down. So when the page loads and people they will see competitors later on. And so that also helps, because if you load the page and then the first thing you see is Liquid IV, 100,000 reviews, they're going to be, they're naturally going to be a little bit drawn. So give me a chance to sell you on my product and why it's better than everyone else before showing the competitors. So virtual bundles helps there. You scroll down a little bit lower, you get into, A+ content. So if you don't have a brand, like a brand story A+ content, I highly suggest you get it done. It takes 2 seconds. Anyone on Fiverr can make you a nice banner. Make it a nice banner. I suggest you put your face on it. Say that this is this kind of company, and this is our mission, and this is our core values, and here's our products. And once you do brand story for all of your SKUs, you also can apply for Premium A+. So to get Premium A+, I've seen a huge impact on conversion rate from Premium A+. And by the way, guys, when I say huge, I don't mean like it's going to double, right? Like I'm talking like, a few percent. And a few percent makes a big difference when you have 1,000 people coming to your listing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So all of this stuff like stacks up. And so, Premium A+ really outperforms regular A+. It's a lot, cleaner, it's bigger, it's sexier. And to get that, you need to have a brand story on all of your SKUs, as well as 15 A+ content submissions. Here's a little hack for you. If you want to do 15 A+ content submissions, you don't need to actually make different modules. You can have the same module, change the order around and add different text, like just a different sentence, whatever. And that will result in a new approval of the A+ content. And after 15 times doing that, you should, get eligibility. If you don't open up a case, Amazon should eventually give you premium A+ content.
By the way, it doesn't have to be published, right? These are just 15 A+
submissions.
Submissions.
Yeah, submissions. Exactly. Approved submissions. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So just want to mention lightly on the A+ content or premium A+, again, it's a landing page, very infographic heavy, very, very like images, boom, boom, vegan, gluten-free, before and after, easy assembly, directions to use, makes your life 10 times better, all of that kind of stuff. So you want it to be, just assume no one's going to read. If it's big, like in your face, lunch with Norm, have questions for Norm and Mina about PPC. Easy to read. If he puts an essay right now about like, blah, 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 no one's going to read it. Right. So just, try and keep it like that. Now, under that, we're going to have questions. So this is a nice little hack. I don't know how much it affects conversion rate. It might affect conversion rate a little bit. Take all of your frequently asked questions about this product. For me, how well does this mix? How much sodium does it have? What is the ingredients in this product? How does this differ from, liquid IV? What flavors do you have? Just all of these random, questions that you can ever think of. Use a buyer account and ask them on the page, and you'll get an email to your seller email, and you can answer it there. Now, here's another hack. Include keywords that you generally can't include on your listing, like, for example, competitor keywords or anything like that. And you'll start eventually noticing your SEO, your indexing, more and more for those keywords.
You can add video now too.
Yes, you can reply in a video. So
by the way, did you see that they've made a huge change to that?
No, I've never done video because honestly, like if I'm looking for an answer for a question, I'm not watching a video. So
I'm talking about the question and answers.
Yes, I did.
It's all keyword driven now. They hit it.
So you have to ask the question to see any potential answers.
Crazy.
Instead of just like going through and opening up a full Q&A section. So it sucks. I hate it. But anyways, then we move into videos. So videos, this is, again, an opportunity for you to have social proof, to have directions on using the product, to have, unboxing experience, use UGC. I like to use Join Brands. I've had a lot of success. It's Ian's, Ian from MDS. It's his new company. They're doing a good job. I can get a video for $60. So $60, I tell them exactly, what to do. Boom, boom, boom. They get it done. So very nice, very easy. You can also just do Instagram like outreach. You can hit up a bunch of people on Instagram and ask them, can you, make a video for the product? I would like to always give people an example of a video, because listen, if you keep it open, like everyone's gonna, so if you just say, hey, here's an example of a good video, can you make one for me? Easy, and you'll get it done. And then under that, there's reviews. So we talked about reviews. Try to get people to leave images and videos in the reviews. Again, friends and family, incentivization, whatever you need to do. We all know that everything is against terms of service when it comes to reviews on Amazon. So just try and not be stupid and think, if you're an algorithm, how would you detect these issues? And as long as you're not doing anything that's very easy to recognize as you're bending the rules, you should be fine. And images help validate the product. Videos help validate the product. A lot of recent reviews coming in consistently also improve conversion rate. And those are kind of everything off the top of my head. One thing obviously I didn't mention is the buy box. Make sure that you're the only one with the buy box. If you can control it, make sure there's no one reselling your product. If you can't control it, make sure that you have the best price and you're constantly getting the buy box, because if someone else has the buy box, it's going to definitely hurt your conversion rate. But that's it. That summarizes everything that you can do. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully this was pretty actionable. And then the final thing we have on our bullet points, I'll give myself a break, let you talk for a second, but how those affect PPC. So yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I've got to thank you for like all of this information, because like I said, this is all last minute. And for you to come up and talk about everything. It's awesome. We do have 3 questions, but what was that you just said?
I'm putting the link to join brands. Someone asked for it, and I said our last bullet point is how click-through rate and conversion rate affects PPC. If we have time, we can go through it. If we don't, let's just do questions and answers. I want to help some people.
Sure. Okay, well, let's go and start off. We got 3 questions, I think.
Okay, we answered one already, but let's see from Neil. If we're trying to be the premium brand in our niche, should we have a coupon on our listing? Will a coupon take away from the perceived value of our premium product, or will it cheapen the brand?
I don't think it will cheapen the brand. It's Amazon. So, everyone's just at a store. Sometimes people see discounts and coupons. I don't think that trying to be a premium brand on Amazon means like no discounts. If you're like a very discount heavy person, like 20% off, 15% off, yeah, they might be like, why are they discounting that much? But if you're discounting like a little bit here and there just to get a green badge, just to get a little bit more attention, I don't think it'll cheapen the brand, in my opinion.
Yeah, if it looks like it's a high perceived listing, then there should be no problem.
Yeah.
And the other thing, though, only 66% of the people will click that immediate discount. And I don't know about you. I don't know if you have any stats on this, but if you do a regular stack and you're doing either, buy something else in the catalog, get 10% off, or buy 5 or buy 10 and get 7% off. People don't use the coupon. Like they use it, but they don't remember to put the coupon code in.
Yeah. I've had that. I've had only like maybe 50 or 60% of the people actually like they clip the coupon, but then they don't use it, which is weird. Yeah.
So I don't mind. It's fine, but you will have. So if you're going to give 10% off, just remember 66% of those people will only use the coupon. So it's less than what you think.
It's more like 6% off. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Next.
Okay. This one is a comment from Spencer. He's just saying the Trivium emails are so good. It's great content. So thought I'd let you know. And then this might have been answered, but this is our last question. How can I improve the click-through rate and conversion rate for variations? Is it any different?
It's no different. I mean, everything we talked about applies to variations, right? You do the same thing that you do for all of them. Now, if you're telling me one of your variations has a click-through rate and conversion rate worse than the others, that's fine. Like, for example, for me, one of my flavors has a better click-through rate than the others. So I usually will use the best. What I'll do is when I launch a campaign, I'll have all the variations in. Whenever I see which one gets the best click-through rate, I'll turn the other ones off. So I get the most number of people coming into the listing. And then anyways, once they're in the listing, they're going to choose the flavor that they want the most. So I don't worry too much about ROAS and that kind of stuff. On a child level, I look at it as a whole. Unless you see something like a glaring thing where, one listing, like the cost per click is very much higher and click-through rate is much lower. It might be, let's not just even show it. Let's just keep it kind of in the listing. So when people do come into the listing, they have the option of buying it. And if I notice that the sales are very bad for that variation, it might be a variation that's not desired by people.
Okay. I do have another question here. So I've gone to, like you, I see you at all these events, and I hear a lot of people, PPC people talking about this, or anybody who's on stage talking, but I want to get your opinion on this. So I've heard people say, oh, by putting the money into PPC, your organic sales are going to go up 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 4 to 1. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, so first of all, it's impossible to tell how much, right? It's like I know they're going to go up. Yeah, so if you're saying, oh, it's 2 to 1, 3 to 1, you might as well say, from my experience on my own brands, this is what happened. But I mean, for me, every single brand is different. I mean, some brands are 80% PPC, some brands are 20%, and it's always going to be different. But yes, I will say this: PPC will definitely affect organic, and for 2 reasons. Okay. The first reason is the mechanism of how organic ranking works. I think that, as you make more sales, we've known this from search, find, buy. As you make more sales on a keyword, even if it's the sponsored ad, because I used to do search, find, buy on a sponsored ad. Now it's against terms of service. But when I used to do it on a sponsored ad, and then I would look at my keyword ranking organically, it would go up. And so higher position, you're showing up more, you're getting more organic sales. Now, here's the second thing that I tested is I had this campaign and it was generating $100 in PPC sales, and it was not profitable. I turned that campaign off, and all of a sudden, I lost more than $100 in sales. I lost maybe like
I've
200.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Why? There's no explanation other than, and this is my explanation, attribution on Amazon is incorrect. So you might look and you say, oh, well, I have 40% PPC, 60% organic. I'm like, honestly, who knows? It could be 70% PPC, because if you start messing around with the PPC, the organic is also affected. So what's the reason other than some of the PPC sales are not being calculated as PPC and they're being calculated as organic, and in reality they maybe belong or have been influenced by PPC. So I like to take all PPC metrics with a grain of salt, and I look at spend and total sales, and I combine PPC and organic, and I look at the overall performance of each product from like a total perspective, paid and organic combined, and I look at profit as a dollar amount. That's my main KPI. So whatever I'm doing, I'm looking at my profit. If I'm scaling revenue, I'm increasing spend, I'm increasing my revenue, I know profit's going to go down a little bit because I'm testing. And if I'm lowering, I'm trying to like be more profitable, I'm lowering the ad spend, I'm hoping that the revenue is not going to go down that much and profit will go up.
Okay. Sounds great. All right. So how do people get a hold of you or your company?
Yeah. So for me, my name is Mina Elias, Minaelias. Instagram is at the Mina Elias, and LinkedIn is Mina Elias. You can hit me up on both places. I'll respond. Just make sure, you say something that stands out, like not just like, hey, or something like, hey, I heard you on Lunch with Norm. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's going to catch my eye. And then, because I get a million of those a day. And then, company is triviumco.com, triviumco.com. Hit me up, get an audit, check out what we have to offer. I honestly sign up for the email list because we're sending in a lot of really, really like good value. We're coming up with the Trivium Toolbox, which has all of our internal tools, macros, guides, videos, things like that. Also creating the Amazon metric manipulator sheet, where you can basically change different metrics, in your current, data, and see how it's going to affect revenue and profits. And so you can, focus on what's going to have the biggest impact on your business. So I'm always giving all this free stuff, all the time, and trying to help as many people as possible. At the end of the day, I don't sell knowledge, I sell the execution of that. So if you guys are able to execute on your own, like I was able to, that's totally fine. If you want a team, that's totally fine. Each one is in a different, stage in their business.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about you. It's a give to get mentality. You're awesome with just sharing information. So thanks for that. Kels, let's go over to a sponsor. But just before we do that, and I know we've got a lot of people listening right now. If you're new to this, just hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag 2 people, you'll get a second entry. And this is called the Wheel of Kelsey, where we give a giveaway each week. So Kels, while we're waiting for the last submissions, let's go over to the sponsor. This episode of Lunch with Norm is sponsored by Rebate. Attention sellers and brand owners, want to reach more shoppers and boost sales? Rebate's platform connects sellers with shoppers seeking great deals on new products. They make it easy to offer promotions, handle rebates, and ensure seamless redemptions. With countless reviews from satisfied customers, Rebate is the go-to solution to increase your sales. Visit rebate.com today and start reaching more shoppers. Now let's get back to the show. All right. Okay. Kelsey, where are you? Let's do this Wheel of Kelsey thing.
All right. We just got a bunch more entries. All right. Here's the Wheel of Kelsey.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right. Bunch of entries today. Mina, what is the giveaway again?
It's a front end and back end audit. So a front end audit of your listing, everything that I talked about today, I'll tell you how you can improve your listing. So, like everything to improve click-through rate, everything to improve conversion rate, and then on the back end, everything that you can do and how to do it. Not just like, oh, fix your main image. It's like, here's what I would suggest. You add this, you remove this, and then with the ads, same thing.
What an awesome giveaway. All right, so let's give this a spin and see who the lucky winner is.
All right, so if you are the winner, please email me, k@lunchwithnorm.com, and we'll connect you with your prize. And it looks like
Look at
that's
that. Amar, first-time winner. Very good. Congrats. So, Amar, because you are a first-time winner, you probably don't know how to get a hold of Kelsey. So, see, look at when you're listening. Whoops, there goes something. But when you're just knocked over. Ah, geez, I got to clean up. That'll be afterwards. Anyways, all you need to do is reach out to Kelsey, and that's k@lunchwithnorm.com, and he'll give you all the information. All right, Mina, I'm going to remove you for a second. I'm going to just put you backstage for 2 seconds. I'll be right back there. But thank you so much. Like always, you dropped a ton of information, and I can't believe it. This was on 30 seconds. We changed this topic in 30 seconds. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. It was awesome. I'm even taking some notes. One of the things that we have going for us right now is we're going to be taking and summarizing everything and also putting that on YouTube. So anyways, thank you so much for being part of this. Kelsey, anything else to add?
All right. So I put the email here. It's k@lunchwithnorm.com. Just make sure it's spelled correctly. It's spelling is right here on the screen. So check that out. And thank you so much for watching. And we're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure you come back, hang out with us live. It's a party over here. And make sure you smash those like buttons. And follow us on our Facebook group. That's where we post any updates about the show. And you can find us as a podcast anywhere you listen to. So check us out. And I think that's it.
Okay, so 2 quick things, and this is going to be big. First of all, we have a Walmart virtual summit that's happening from the 10th to the 12th, 3 days. You'll be hearing a lot more from about that. That's with Mikhail Chapnik and about 20 different speakers. Also, this is the biggie. We're at 483. We're coming up to 500. And we are going to have a 4-hour podcast on September 29th. We think that's the date, September 29th. Mark it on your calendar. We're going to have a lot of past guests. Hopefully, I'm going to talk Mina into coming back for that episode. But anyways, we're not only going to be doing that. So it'll be just a bunch. It'll be a fun hour. We'll be having maybe a couple of panels, but it's going to be just like Kelsey says, I don't know what kind of parties Kelsey goes to, but I wouldn't describe it as a party, but it'll be a lot of fun. Also, it's going to be huge for the Wheel of Kelsey. We're going to give a few lucky winners some really nice prizes. I've been reaching out to a bunch of people, and so far, the one winner will receive so far $20,000 in prizes and giveaways. So we're trying to get that even further and bigger. And that's coming up on September the 29th from noon to 4. So ideally, I want to hit that $50,000 mark. So one lucky winner. But here's the catch. You have to be live. If you're not live, we're doing another draw. And we're going to do multiple draws. But for the big one, you've got to be live. Okay, so put that into your calendar. It's going to be a biggie, and that's just to thank everybody for sharing their time, for being part of this community. And like I say at the end of every podcast, we could never do this podcast without our community. You guys are awesome. If you want to be part of it and get an extension of the podcast, go over to our Facebook group, and that's Lunch with Norm, the eCommerce and Amazon FBA Collective. All right, everybody, we will see you next time.
Lunch with Norm.